Hey, hi, welcome back. Let's take a look at a place that very few people need to be introduced to. Although it's new location, perhaps people need to be aware that Krazy Gyms, that used to be over on Division and Packard, moved several years ago over to Ashley Street, right next to the Fleetwood Diner. So Krazy Gyms for me goes all the way back to 1962 when I was at Tappan. We would often walk. Gosh, just think about that. All the way down to Krazy Gyms. And back in those days, gosh, and then on into college and then on into my teaching days, spent a lot of time at the old Krazy Gyms with Janet and, oh my gosh, who was the other wonderful lady who was there all the time? Ruby, Janet and Ruby, way back in those days. Anyhow, Krazy Gyms was first built, established in 1953. Like I said, it used to be on Division and Packard, and now it's at 304 South Ashley. Easy to find. It's right off of Washington and right around the corner from Sweetwater's. And like I said, right next door to the Fleetwood Diner. And I have to give all kinds of kudos to the management. They were able to take and recreate the original very close. They've got the picnic tables. They've got the same polar bear in the window. Looks like the same similar awning. And then inside, they are the same tables that we had at the old place. So they've done, it's a lot larger than it was. So they've done a good job. The burgers are still very, very good. The ambiance in terms of having kind of grumpy old cooks. I don't remember, honestly, them being that grumpy when I was a kid, when I was a student, when I was a teacher at Michigan. Of course, that was Ruby and Janet. They were never like that. You did need to know the process, however, so that's important. So let's take a closer look at Krazy Gyms. Like I said, it is now over on Ashley Street. When you were a student, actually, part of the appeal of it was its slogan, cheaper than food, since 1953. And they are proud of the fact that the only thing fresher than the beef is the attitude. So Krazy Gyms has been, 1953, serving up customizable sliders with unique interactive ordering. Their unique interactive ordering system, I like that. That means do it their way or get the hell out of there. Only half being facetious. The burgers are made with fresh beef ground in-house daily. You order your food directly from the cook, and you watch it made on the grill. Yes, the same grill. Everything is done right there in front of you so you can see it. It was always fun, too. They give away $2 bills. I don't know if they still do. When they have them, they give away $2 bills and 50-cent pieces. So that was always fun. So if you're a Blimpie virgin, if you've never been there, you got to go there. It's one of those truly iconic places in Ann Arbor. And if you enjoy the kind of Debevic's atmosphere, Debevic's is the place in Chicago where they take great pride in insulting you. And once you get onto the joke, you have a really good time as well. So if that's your way of enjoying your burger, then go for it. You're going to have it there. So they've been doing this for 6 generations. It is part of the Ann Arbor tradition, and they were featured on the Food Network's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. So Krazy Gyms. When I asked people, when I posted this original photograph on the Ann Arbor Townie site about a year ago, all kinds of comments, of course. Somebody said, this is one of my favorite places in Ann Arbor. A classmate's daughter starts school there this fall. I recommended Krazy Gyms. It is a classic. I know it's changed, but this is iconic, delicious, and an experience well worth it. Somebody else said, great burgers, sassy service, and fried vegetables. Sign me up. Blimpie Burgers is our new favorite go-to for a little greasy indulgence. Somebody else said it was love at first bite. And then another person said, if you want genuinely the best burger in Ann Arbor, go to Krazy Jim's Blimpies. So there were many, many additional comments that I received, all favorable in terms of this institution, Krazy Jim's. So what was happening in 1953? 1953, I was 5 years old. But what was happening in the country? Eisenhower becomes president of the United States. Stalin died. It's the day that Jews were scheduled to be deported from Moscow, a move opposed by Beria, who stepped in for Stalin when Stalin died that day. Actually, then to be replaced by Khrushchev. In the U.S., Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were executed. They've been accused of conspiring to commit espionage and passing nuclear weapon secrets to the Russians. Also, Fidel Castro, 26, his brother Raul, with more than 100 others, attacked the second largest military garrison in Cuba. A few years back, I had the opportunity to lead a group of professors to study healthcare in Havana, and I was able to go into this area, this government building, which now is a museum, where Castro and his other revolutionaries took over for Batista. Wonderful, wonderful people, the Cubans, beautiful country, obviously not crazy about the government of Cuba. I have many stories about that, but it's not for this time. In the United States, the first color television set went on sale for about $1,200, if you can imagine that, $1,200. So you do the math in terms of what $1,200 in 1953 as compared to today. As you can well imagine, there weren't a lot of color televisions around. All right, that gives you a good sense in terms of Krazy Jim's. I hope you've enjoyed the visit to Krazy's. This is a virtual visit, so make sure if you've not been there in a while, go to Krazy's. Enjoy some grease. All right, and as always, thank you so much for tuning in. And there's a lot more, so I'll see you shortly. All right, thank you.